Howdy peeps and welcome back to the 2HL podcast. I'm once again joined by my Ginger Winger colleague, Mr. Stephen DeMidler. Say hello.
Hello.
As always, the cheerful Ginger. This week we decided, instead of gaming and films and general nerdy stuff, I suppose we should actually talk about something that's sort of hovering in the background and kind of stopping us doing gaming and nerding and other sorts of stuff outside of our houses. Which I know Stephen's not a big fan of going outside anyway, but this horrible little disease that's floating around, this little nasty virus called coronavirus. Unfortunately, it has seemed to have stopped us actually having the opportunity to go outside as opposed to the will, in Stephen's case, to go outside. Yeah. What do you think of it then, Stephen? Has it made any alterations to your lifestyle whatsoever?
Yes. But surprisingly not as much as it should have done.
Well, yeah, no, I figured that. I mean, let's face it, you went to work and then you came home and watched movies and played games. Now you don't go to work.
Being an introvert, it's not too much of a change to be
quite. It's not a massive impact on your lifestyle, is it really?
But I mean, yeah, there's the whole social gathering aspect of it, and we used to go around your mate's house, have a few beers, play board games, and all of that, which you can't do anymore. There's no barbecues. There's no barbecues this summer. There's no nothing. No going out to the pub, sitting in beer gardens, and the like.
No it was birthday drinkies or anything like that.
No, just all.
Well, to be fair, I did go to the pub in between lockdowns, if that counts. And sat in the beer garden
with COVID, to be fair.
That might lead me on to something else. I'm pretty sure. I suspect that I probably already had it. Way back when, in January, before it was even known in the UK. Really, it was a virus that was spreading around China back then. There was quite a few people, myself included, that had a pretty nasty cold. And as it evolved, I lost the sense of taste and smell. I had the high temperature. I had the cough that took ages, weeks to get rid of. And as the symptoms came out throughout the news throughout the year, obviously one ticked him off. So I'm pretty sure I already had it. I've not had the test though, but I don't. Obviously, I wasn't contagious. Otherwise, somebody else would have had it, wouldn't they?
Probably.
Yeah, exactly. So. As far as I was concerned, it was just a pretty bad cold that I had it would have been end of December, beginning of January time, I think. So
maybe it was just a pretty bad cold.
Well, it could have been. It just seems that there was quite a few of the similar.
Yeah,
symptoms.
But I mean,
it's not very often you lose.
Similar to the flu, aren't they? So.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had the high temperature. I had the
viral infections.
Yes. I'll put it this way: when I lost my taste, I actually had a teaspoon of Marmite. I couldn't taste it, so it was pretty big loss of taste.
Yeah, but I mean that's still a thing for.
But again, yeah,
this is
the trouble. It's also the same as other things as well. So yeah, but what about you, Stephen? Any symptoms?
Oh, I'm extremely vulnerable. Not just vulnerable. I'm extremely vulnerable.
I think you might be on the list for one of the higher up for the vaccines when they come out.
I would imagine I am. Yeah, I'm at the moment. In theory, I'm not meant to leave my house at all.
Well, situation normal then.
Yeah, but I had an email from the government and a letter through the post from the government saying, "Don't go out for food. Don't go to the pharmacy. Don't do anything. Only go to the doctors and back."
Wow, really? I didn't know you had that.
Mm-hmm. That was the first lockdown. Was that, and then this one. Same.
Yeah, fair enough. So Bojo wrote to you personally then, did he?
No, I'm silly.
Dear Ginger Winger, stay in your house.
Well, I mean...
Don't go licking doors.
I got the email because this second lockdown was started on the 5th of November 2020.
Yes.
Just put the date in there in case anyone watches this way into the future. And I got an email on the 6th of November 2020 saying you're extremely vulnerable, stay inside, don't do anything stupid.
Well, it's good that they actually wrote to you and emailed you.
I got a letter through the post dated the 4th of November. I got it on the 14th.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah. That's the raw mail for you.
So if I was vulnerable and old, for example, and therefore didn't have an email address,
Yes, which does happen.
I would have only been told that I was extremely vulnerable and not to do anything 10 days into the lockdown.
Yes. Well, it's not the best system, but it is at least a system, I suppose. They could have just ignored them, but
yeah. And the first round of lockdown as well, I got a letter, so it's.
Well, you are in that bracket, my friend. I'm afraid.
I am all the drugs that I take.
Yes, exactly. I sent you ginger.
That brew, I think.
That was that could have been the 27 billion gallons of iron brew you've had in your life.
Maybe.
So, what do you think about the government's long-term plan? Do you think they actually have one as to how to deal with this? No, you think they're just winging it?
I think when it first came out, they panicked and went lockdown, and that was the right thing to do because everybody was doing it.
Yeah. I understand that.
When everything kind of calmed down a bit, and
they encouraged everyone to go out and eat.
Yes, the numbers went down, and they realised that having a lot of people in their house not doing a lot is killing the economy somewhat. And they went, we need money. And I imagine they had pressure from other parties that say, yeah, we could do with some more money.
Controversial, but yes, I 100% agree with you that there will be external influences as well.
So they eased lockdown, didn't they?
Yeah, really,
go to work and come back, and then they slowly went, actually, our pubs and that are not making a lot of money. We'll open all the pubs.
This is a stupid idea. They're not getting the tax from opening all the pubs, you mean?
Yes, they're not getting all the alcohol tax. So they opened all the pubs, and then they did that stupid pay £10
eat out to help out, or help out to eat out, or
so,
those things that sound rude. I mean, honestly, throughout the lockdown one, you got eat out to help out, which sounds pretty bad. But first of all, they gave the NHS the clap. I mean, what the hell's that?
That was weird.
When it first came on the TV, give the NHS the clap. And I was like, pretty sure they've got plenty of samples of that already. I don't think they need any more. But honestly,
weird.
Don't know who comes with the PR stuff for this, but it's ridiculous.
I don't know if any other countries did that. I imagine the Americans didn't because, well, they don't have.
They didn't lock down, right? Did they?
They don't have a social healthcare system, so there's no one to clap, is there?
No, that's true. Everyone in the healthcare system gets a pretty decent wage.
Piles of money.
Well, you would know that.
So they're not.
You spent an hour in hospital. It cost you like $6,000.
The other European countries, I don't know if they did it, but in England we were encouraged to go out at 8 o'clock on a Thursday night and clap for what? A minute, 5 minutes,
minute clap for the NHS, and other workers as well. Towards the end, wasn't it? But originally, it was just the NHS.
It's a total waste of time and pointless.
But I presume if someone who works for the NHS lives on your street, then they'd appreciate it. But
because they'd be in hospital surrounded by COVID people.
Well, that's also true. Yes, they would work in double shifts and things. But
red eye shifts and all of that, wouldn't they?
That is true.
Probably in the hospital.
Or sleeping off a night shift while everyone's at home clapping them awake.
Waking up by a lot of people clapping and whooping for no reason.
Well, there's a distraction for a minute for people, wasn't it? I suppose gives the kids something to do for a minute.
Yeah, just weird. I mean, it's just trying to pull attention away from how badly everything was being handled. I think. Well,
how badly everything was going. And now we are in lockdown 2, which doesn't feel as bad as the original lockdown because obviously I have nicknamed it the relockening. This time it's personal, but it doesn't seem quite as strict. I think it's basically it's like.
I mean, I wasn't even sure until I got my email. Even my boss had to tell me to not come into work.
Yeah, I mean, it's as usual. The very clear message from the government is: go to work if you have to, but don't go to work if you don't have to.
It's extremely murky, as per usual. I didn't know if I had to go in because I work in a college, and all the students had to wear masks, and there's a lot of can't be within 2 meters. Partitions and hand sanitizer,
which I imagine couldn't be easy to do in a college because obviously people walk past each other in corridors closer than 2 meters away.
Yes, yours is like the system and all of that. So in theory, you didn't have to. So I'm sitting in my office doing what I do and I don't have to wear a mask if somebody else comes into my office.
Yeah, well, that makes sense because you're in your office, but
So I was
obviously
like,
you don't cough out germs before they get in there.
do
But
I have to? Do I have to? And yeah, I do. So I'm here till December the 2nd at the very least.
oh, well, it's going to be longer than that, mate.
Yeah, I assume that's the topic for later on.
Well, we can jump onto that now if you want. Lockdown 2. I know Wales had a 2-week fire break, which they came out of it, and Scotland are now just going into a 4-week freaking proper lockdown. We are supposed to be coming out of our 4-week lockdown on December the 2nd. Do you think that's going to happen, Steve?
Yes and no.
Ooh, a 2-part answer. I like that.
I think they'll extend it for a bit.
Yeah.
And I think they'll wash the hands of everybody over Christmas and New Year, and then slap us into a new lockdown in New Year.
That's pretty much what I thought was going to happen as well. It's like,
I think
unlock everything for Christmas to get the Christmas money flowing. Just after Christmas, bang, everyone's in really harsh lockdown again.
Open up everything as per usual.
Yeah.
After they'll probably extend this lockdown for a week, maybe 2, and then they'll say, yeah, it's all good. They'll say a rule of 6 and all that, but they'll say for Christmas you're all right.
Yeah, have your family around and things.
And then,
or in my version of Christmas, go down to the boozer for a couple of beers.
Then they'll go early January. They'll go, oh, our number's gone up considerably. I wonder why that is. We have to do something about it. As everybody and the dogs come out of lockdown and go, crap, we can have a pint, quick. And then
everyone
New Year's,
leg it to the pub.
New Year's is going to be shoulder to shoulder with a bunch of people, and you just...
Well, I'd just still have the 2-meter rule, surely, because you wouldn't be able to hold parties and things, wouldn't you?
I really think that all the students and that after lockdown are going to come out and go, I'll be sensible.
Do you really think they did that during lockdown?
So I mean, they're not doing it already. So when it's New Year's, they're going to give extra less fucks, aren't they?
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, it's going to be.
So I reckon it'll spike over, and they'll have to do something. They'll probably do that stupid tier 3 system that was pointless for a bit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it started out as the peri chicken heat level 5-tier system, and then turned to a 3-tier system, didn't it? Which neither of them worked.
Yeah, well, these people don't live in the UK. It's we had 3 tiers, which was tier 1, which was everywhere to start off with, which meant that you could only socialise with 6 people or less.
Outside?
No, inside, because that's tier 1, wasn't it? You could do inside and outside.
Oh yeah, but it's social 2 meters.
Yes, and then tier 2 was you could only socialise with 6 people or less in your garden or outside.
Mm-hmm.
Tier 1 and tier 2, all the pubs are still open, but closing at 10 o'clock.
Yes, because obviously Corona comes out at 10.
Yes. So, and then tier 3 was you're not allowed to socialise with you're only allowed to socialise as the rule of 6 in public parks and the like, and all pubs are closed.
Yeah, yes. Quite a lot of things are closed, I think, in rule 3. You weren't allowed to travel in and out of areas and things like that as well. It was if you're interested, just Google it, because there's hundreds of pages of.
It's very weird the fact that the difference between there's not a lot of COVID and everybody in the world's got COVID was the pubs and gyms are shut.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. I can understand the areas of meeting people and things like that, but
yeah, but it's just weird to me, the whole thing. And then they went, actually, this isn't working, so we'll go lockdown again. So until the R number gets below 1, which it ain't going to do before December, because the cases are still going up because
it's testing more people and everyone's got a 2-week delay, haven't you? So, but
that and the fact that, and they've also said that all students are going to be leaving university between the 7th and the 14th.
Yeah, so the ones that had it and took it to university and spread it around, and then giving it to those ones that are now going to take it back to their own home counties and wherever else they've been and bump the numbers up again. It's
a student, yeah, and you're at university
for the first time. Freedom.
How much of your course is going to be online?
All of it now.
So, if your parent phoned you up and went, do you want to come home now? I'll give you a lift. And then you go, yeah, because I'll have to take most of my stuff back home. So you're not going to go on public transport with most of your stuff, are you?
No.
So you'll lift from a parent. So why would they wait until the 7th to the 14th to do that?
I don't know. Why? What I have to ask the question is, if all your coursework, and it is, there's no classes, is there? Everything's online at the moment. So you're doing all your classes. So why do you have to be in a different county to do that? You could be on the moon and get a Wi-Fi signal these days. What's going on?
I don't know. I see my brother's in uni.
Did he have it?
Yes, he did. Most of his course is online. He's meant to do a few face-to-face meetings, but because he had it, he couldn't. So they gave special circumstances. So he does that online as well. But in theory, he's meant to go to certain lectures and
obviously
the tutor in person, but he can't or couldn't. And then they just went, just don't bother until you come back.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all gone away. I don't know. It's just a bit daft. It's just. So I think most people are just grabbing at any idea they can do at the moment because no one knows how to deal with it.
Oh, I mean, it won't be so bad if everybody did what they should do, but from what I'm seeing, I won't say it's a large percentage, but it's a decent percentage of people who are just a bunch of self-important gits.
Yeah,
to be quite honest. Those who don't wear masks in public.
Oh, that's so weird now, seeing people without masks.
Symptoms, but don't bother getting a test and go out on the piss or whatever. There's a lot of that.
Those that wear masks but under the nose. What's that about? It's not doing anything.
Well, it's covering half of the things you're meant to cover, I suppose. Better than not wearing a mask. But still,
using it as a chin warmer.
Look like a moron.
Yeah.
You can tell now. I mean, that's an easy indicator of who's an idiot and who's not. Are they wearing a mask? Yes or no? If not, then they're a moron or they're stuck up. And if they're wearing a mask and it doesn't cover their nose, they're probably more idiotic than the previous people. Because
I mean, to be fair, there are some out there who have a medical dispensation that they don't have to wear a mask. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. But I'm pretty sure that 90% of the people who aren't wearing masks don't have a medical certificate to say that.
I'd say out of all of the population, there's probably less than 1% that medically need to wear a mask because it barely restricts breathing.
Yeah,
that's all.
I mean, if you've got breathing problems and things like that, obviously, that small amount.
Oxygen on their face instead of actually having a mask on their face. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Or wear one of them face shields that sticks out.
Then you've got your weirdos who think it's all a Chinese conspiracy and coming through 5G towers or whatever the hell they thought. Cause
I don't understand. When it first came out, they started setting fire to 5G towers.
What happens when you get a bunch of flat earthers inside and they can't do anything? They go all crazy. It's the same sort of crazy bullshit as flat earth, isn't it? They're like, oh yeah, well, it's a Chinese conspiracy and the virus is coming through the 5G towers because the 5G towers were put up by Huawei, who's a Chinese company, and it just so happens that the virus started in China, therefore everything's Chinese and it's a Chinese conspiracy.
Yeah, otherwise known as...
The viruses can't be transmitted through electronic devices in any way, shape or form.
Yeah. You can sneeze on my phone and then give it to someone else and they can put it to their face and they can catch a virus that way.
If you could transfer biological things through the internet. Imagine how easy war would be.
Just imagine what everyone's looking at on the internet and transferring biological things. No,
full of STDs.
Yeah.
And two, imagine war. It would be like, oh, right, yeah, we're going to invade this country. Press the button, and then all of a sudden, pneumonia pops out in Australia, falls over with pneumonia, and you go, yeah, brilliant, we're done. People even think through anything.
No, they don't. And then people jump on the bandwagon. I mean, honestly,
and then there's the people who go, because as far as I'm concerned, there are two reasons that you don't wear a mask. Yeah, one, as we've already previously said, you medically shouldn't wear a mask because it's a considerable risk to your health.
Yep,
two,
perfect one.
I don't like wearing a mask. Right. The problem is The second reason I don't like wearing a mask is literally 99.9% of the people don't wear a mask, but they try and make up a second bullshit excuse to cover the fact they don't like wearing a mask.
Don't get too excited to punch your microphone, Stephen. That's ridiculous.
I force it way down to do hand gestures and stuff so I don't look too monotonous. Anyway.
But yes, I completely agree with you, Stephen. Also, though, on the conspiracy side, do you think Bill Gates is trying to implant you with his mind powers?
The microchips. Yeah. So the vaccine's got microchips in it, so it's
to control us. And for some reason, it's Bill Gates that's doing it. I don't understand why Bill Gates is getting the shit.
Because somebody photoshopped the side of a building and a bunch of freaking idiots thought it were real. That's why.
I just assumed that Bill Gates, everyone knows him.
The Melinda Gates Foundation, and then it's like, World Killing Center, something equally as stupid. And they're all like, "Oh, how do you explain this?" And you're like, "What? The Photoshop? Quite easily with Photoshop, you morons." Actually, another photo next to it that's the wall, but without the whole killing center part of it, or whatever it says on it.
The Bill Gates Killing Center for Killing Accidents.
Yeah, the Bill Gates Killing Center for kids. You know what I mean? Just like, really?
Yeah. The world's full of idiots, it really is.
The thing is, with these people, right? If they see something that they believe, i.e. the Bill Center Killing Center for kids, they'll go, look at this, it's proof, right? If you say the Earth is round, here's a photo of the Earth, they'll go, that's Photoshop. So I'm lost, to be quite honest, at the stupidity of people.
Their ultimate defense is also their ultimate attack.
Yes, it's just like it's like an on-off switch. It's either Photoshop
exists and doesn't exist. It's in the ether. It's
like a
Schrodinger's Photoshop.
It's there, but it isn't there. Because what they'll do, which I saw on, I think it was on Twitter or somewhere, when I had a look after I watched that Fly Earth documentary on Netflix, which is amazing, by the way. You should probably go out.
Yes, go and check that out. It's brilliant. It is hilarious.
I had a quick blast on Twitter, and someone was like, because they went, prove for me the Earth is round, and someone went and just posted a picture of the Earth, right? Taken by, strangely, a satellite that's orbiting the Earth. And they went, no, that's Photoshop. And they went, no, it's the picture. And they went, no, look. And what they'd done, they took the photo, put it into a graphics program, turned the contrast all the way up, and then exported it. And then went, look, you can tell it's a Photoshop because it's all weird and blurry. If it was a normal photo, that wouldn't happen. And you're like,
so really? They got a photo and put it through Photoshop to prove that it was originally Photoshopped.
Yes.
You can't fight that kind of argument. It's genius.
Anyway, back to COVID and idiots in COVID. There's the same idiots.
Yeah. So I'm just checking on my phone, looking at my list of things to discuss. We have two highly effective vaccines now. We have the Moderna, which I think isn't that where Ferraris are made?
Yes.
And the Pfizer, which every time I read it, it reminds me of the Fister from Grand Theft Auto 5. But
the one I read this morning on BBC website was that the Pfizer one, is 95% effective to over 65s.
Well, I thought it was 9% over 65, and the Moderna's 95%.
I'm pretty sure I just looked at the.
Oh, are you going to Google yourself now, Stephen? Or are you going to check your facts and figures?
94 for Pfizer.
Oh, okay.
94% effective in over 65s, it says. So, that's a thing. So
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Over 65, so that's kind of shite for me. But,
it's better than no, isn't it?
Still not exactly sure I'd trust a vaccine that's been made in 6 months, though.
Yeah, that does concern me slightly. Was it normally it's about 10 years from product development to human testing and getting...
For normal drugs, I think it's about 5 years to go through everything because they have to do so many trials and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm not being anti-vaccine at all. I think vaccines are a very good idea. Otherwise, we would be dead.
think otherwise, you can just do one from this channel, to be quite honest.
Rushing through vaccines is
I
a
mean,
little bit hinky.
Obviously, you're going to have to rush it through because you need it sharp as it's a pandemic and all of that jazz.
But
still,
then you take out a lot of safety protocols that are in there to restrict.
something just tells me that I'm like, should I? I mean, I'm probably going to be one of the first people, I would imagine, at least in our circle of friends, to have it.
Yes.
So
I
I suppose
you probably are.
I suppose.
Well, yeah, you're going to be my test bunny. You're going to get it, and then like 6 months down the line, or 8 months down the line, I might get one because I'm.
If this podcast turns back to the 1HL podcast at the end of January, you'll know why.
That's quite quick for you, Stephen. Well done. I mean, obviously we need something to fight it because just sitting in your home with your finger at the point, doing anything, so
we'll get the virus. It'll work. We'll forget the virus. We'll get the the vaccination. It'll work, and they'll start mass producing it everywhere and chuck it around.
Well, I mean, you say mass producing it. They've ordered 5 million of the Moderna vaccines and 40 million of the Pfizer one. That's a lot. So that's what are we now? 66 million people in the UK.
No, it's like 75, 80.
I beg to differ on that one, Stephen.
I mean, it was 60 odd when we were in school.
Yeah, but it's like 60s.
I'm pretty sure it was like 65 when we were in school, and we were in school a long time ago.
Yeah, UK population in 2020.
I'd imagined it was like 75 mil. I'll go for.
Are you going for 75? I said 66. We are currently at 67,886,100,011.
So about 68 million.
68 million, yeah, close enough. So yeah, it's about 70% of the population that can get vaccinated, which basically is the herd immunity sort of numbers, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean,
if you vaccinate 70%, the rest aren't going to catch it because no one can pass out.
If you've had it and recovered, then you don't need the vaccination, do you?
Yes.
You're definitely less likely to get the vaccination above someone who hasn't had it.
Well, exactly, yes, but there are cases where people have caught it again.
Yes, but that's a mutated.
These people that go around licking doorknobs, well, you catch it twice, let alone once. But it's so they're probably lower down the list. I think I and quite a lot of us are going to be bottom of the pile,
Possibly.
Bottom-ish.
But
you, Stephen, are definitely going to be a test bunny for the UK. So congratulations.
So we'll see what happens, I suppose.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, it's needed. So we'll see what happens.
But yeah, I mean, it seems weird to me how every country's been fighting it differently.
Well, you'd hope.
Every country. I mean, as far as I can, I'm not paying attention to quite a lot of them because I don't really care how Guatemala's fighting this. To be quite honest,
it doesn't really affect you.
It was in Guatemala, but I don't really give a shit. So, but from what I can tell, is like the UK have done different things. From what I can tell, like the EU the countries in the EU have kind of done the similar things to each other.
But we're not in the EU anymore, Stephen, because that was voted out. Remember?
I know. I mean, but France and Germany and Spain and Italy and all that. I've heard about all those. I mean, France and Italy went with it, didn't they? Because they got absolutely battered early on.
Oh yes, they were the full front of it. They got the first massive wave.
When it hit Europe, it started in Italy.
Yeah, but I mean, their lockdowns were proper lockdowns, weren't they?
Yeah, so it seems to me like Europe kind of as a block went, right, we're doing it this way, and everyone went, yeah, fair enough, that seems all right. And then the UK went, we'll kind of do it like Europe does to start off with, and then we'll just go do our own thing a bit,
Yes, well, that's what unfortunately happens.
It's just we've gone like half and half. We started off really strict, and then we just kind of just took the foot off.
Petered out.
And then you've got America, who's just done fuck all.
Yeah.
It's just like... And then Brazil...
Carry on.
President of Brazil thought it was fake, so didn't do anything, and then caught it.
Yeah. I think America didn't New York lockdown and things like that,
I think America locked down for a little bit.
and then they just
But
went, screw it, get on with it. You
yeah,
go
but I
catch it, you
mean, I
go
think
catch it.
it was like a partial lockdown, like kind of like what we are now.
Hmm.
From what I can tell, and at that point, it's individual states get to tell you what you can and can't do, rather than
Well, I mean that's the way their system is governed anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
The
that's
main laws, and then the
you know,
states look after them.
California was like, yeah, don't go out, don't touch anyone. It's bad. And Florida's like, yeah, the beaches are open, so crack on.
Yes.
So you're like, okay,
Now,
that's going to work well.
we can't say much in this country as soon as lockdown ended, everyone went to Skeg Vegas for the weekend.
Oh, the closest dodgy beach, yeah. But you see what I mean? It's the percentage of idiots in our country is going higher and higher, right?
Well, I mean, it doesn't help when the president of the United States tells people not to wear a mask because it's made up, and then he caught it.
Yes, I mean, it's served it before. But it's all a bit weird to me, the whole thing. It's like, you've got your weird doomsday preppers who are like, right, I'm bought 6 years worth of tin food and an AR.
To be fair, they loved it because it kind of proved them right a little bit.
They've got
I used to love that program as well, Doomsday Preppers.
They've got all of that, and they're like, yes. So so the government's going to fall, and I'm a patriot, and I'll be the best.
I wasn't much about that bit.
As soon as one person says you got to wear a mask to go shopping, they're like, "Oh no! How dare you! It's a breaching our freedoms!" And you're like, "Really though? Really?"
Yeah, it's not. It's the principle of the thing that I think they're standing up against. But unfortunately, the principle of the thing is wear a mask or people die. It's not rocket science.
It's
okay. It might be a bit warm and sweaty for you for 10 minutes whilst you're walking around the shop, but if that saves someone else's life, what's the bloody problem?
Your glasses might steam up. Oh dear,
yes.
what a thing in my mind.
They do steam up with a mask on. But
I mean, the rest again. It goes back to my medically not allowed. Don't like wearing a mask.
Yeah,
right.
Basically,
and you go out and protested the fact that you don't like wearing a mask,
and all gathered around very close together without wearing masks and spread the disease.
Oh yeah, and so strangely, the numbers skyrocket like crazy.
Yes. It's odd, that, isn't it? Oh, no, wait, no, it's not. It's science.
It's just, yeah, the fact, it seems to me the country that listened to scientists and went, the best way to plan is by doing what the scientists say, have turned out quite all right. Well, not quite all right, but better.
Well, yeah, look at New Zealand. I think New Zealand had lots and lots of, they locked down completely. No one in, no one out, everyone in their homes, just go out for food and that's it.
Yeah.
And then in their cases just went straight through the floor. It's like boof. And I think before, but not always like now, but they had lots and lots of back-to-back days with no new cases, and the only new cases they had was from an English person who flew in on business.
I just love the fact that it's so weird to me that during the lockdown and this whole shebang, that you're like, businesses have said to people, why are you working, why are you living on a month-to-month type paycheck, you should be more responsible for your money, blah, 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 blah. And then literally there's a month goes out and they go without a week of work and the business is going, yeah, we need a bailout now because we're going on.
Because we ran out of money.
You're like, what? And then you've got all of your airline companies who prior to lockdown were like, right, so you're slightly overweight, you're going to get charged for that. Your baggage, we're going to charge you for that. If you want to go to the toilet, you're going to be charged for that. Hand luggage, charge. And then they're like, oh yeah, it's £500 million for a plane ticket. And now going, please come, but we'll only charge you half. Please come on our planes.
Yeah, it goes to show you they're still making money at that price.
It's like, you're just scumbags. I mean, there's capitalism. It's just being a dick about it, isn't there? The weird things that have happened it's just I didn't think they would happen. Like, for example, when the first lockdown finished, McDonald's opened for like a few hours a day, not even.
Yeah, and it was just a drive-through.
Yeah, just the drive-through. I think you actually use the app and order pre before you got there, or some stupid.
When it first started, yes, I think you did do. Yeah.
My dad, because the lockdown ended, my dad came to see me, surprisingly, and it took him twice as long because the queue for the McDonald's drive-through was literally a mile long. I'm like,
Yes, blocking up the main roads of the city.
how, why would you want a carpet burger that badly that you're willing to queue an hour or so?
Sometimes you gotta have them nugs, Stephen.
So, I mean, I saw on the internet that there was one where both sides of the road were queued all the way back because it was both turning into the drive-through, and you're like, I get you've gone to your kids, yeah, we'll have a McDonald's when lockdown finishes, but when you drive there and you go, what's this queue for? Oh, it's the McDonald's. How long? Oh, this is going to be a while, isn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't care that. No chance.
Yeah, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. You've waited 3 months for a McDonald's. You can wait another few weeks, can't you?
I'm pretty sure that, okay, not around where we live, but most city centres now you can get McDonald's on delivery, can't you?
It's just eat. I think the stupid adverts that was getting...
Oh, whichever one. Yeah, one of them. Other delivery firms are available. It could be Uber Eats, actually. Uber Eats, yeah.
But yeah, you can. But why would you want that? Because that just means you get cold McDonald's.
Cold McDonald's, which is perfect. It's just what you want.
Or a sweaty, lukewarm McDonald's. Either way.
Aren't they always sweaty, even ones from the shop?
But they're hot, so it kind of burns the sweat off. So it's all right.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, we're enough subject. We're supposed to talk about coronavirus, not McDonald's drive-through.
McDonald's, because the crazy things that happen post-lockdown.
Yeah.
It's just a weird...
yeah. And you're going to get that again now. Well, I don't think so much this time, because again, lockdown 2, the relockening, hashtag the relockening.
Still go to McDonald's, because it's
people still,
going out.
Yeah, because the drive-throughs are open, so it's classed as food, it's classed as essential.
The next one will be the pub.
What?
When the pub's open again.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone in this will go straight down the pub.
They try and...
You don't know when they'll be able to go back again. So everyone will go down there and it'll spike.
Oh, of course it will. And it's Christmas time's coming up as well, so everyone's going to go to the pub anyway.
The government, in their infinite wisdom, said all pubs close at 10 o'clock. Instead of staggering said closing times, they went, all pubs close at 10 o'clock. So anywhere that's got more than like 3 pubs around it, all kicks the lot out at 10 o'clock, who all mingle in the street at 10 o'clock and pass Corona to everybody.
Yes, I did see quite an amusing news clip during that period where they all went out to the pubs in the middle of London and had a massive game of cricket in the middle of the street.
I mean, I saw 2 different... This is complete. It's still COVID related, but still, they went that whole cricket thing, and the newspaper went, oh, crazy blighty cricket, ooh, yeah, brilliant. And then the same thing happened in Manchester, apart from they didn't play cricket, and it was dirty Northerners all giving COVID to each other, and you're like, what?
Yeah, they were sticking into the north a bit, weren't they, from down south? So this is why we're good at being in the middle. That's why you moved down to the Midlands, Stephen. It's sort of like the happy medium of the country. You're not southern, you're not northern. You're just sort of like meh. It's the meh of the UK.
I'm still northern. I just live in the Midlands. That's the problem.
No, I think you'll find now you've been here longer than you've been up there, Stephen.
Yes, but if you're born in the north, that you're northern. That's that.
Oh, is that what it is? How's the wall coming anyway?
Also, I prefer pies over pasties, so that's another one.
Yeah, but again, see, that's the thing. Pasties is down south, pies are up north. We don't have any of that. We have both, actually. We get the best of both worlds.
Pies as proper. You have weird pucker pies. They don't count.
Oh, yeah. Well, to be fair, I did have one the other day.
That's what it is.
What?
Stoke and above is the pie line. Where pies
you reckon that's what it is?
Stupid pies. Meat and potato pie above that. Below that, it's bloody curry pie or something.
chicken. Yeah, they do the Balti pie. I think Poker Pie did a Balti pie.
Bullshit or something equally as terrible.
Oh, I don't
Anyway,
know.
that's the pie liner. Nothing to do with the COVID.
Yes, let's go back to COVID. Tell Stephen, do you think the economy is ever going to recover?
I do, but it was already in the shitter, and now it's gone even further in the shitter. So it's not going to recover easily. And my generation and the generations after our generation, what we Gen Z, are we?
X, we're
Anyway, the generations
old.
after us are going to pay for it.
Big stuff.
I mean, we were already paying for it because the boomers generation has fucked everything royally.
Yeah, then they took all the money and ran, and then we got nothing left, and then people after got even less left now. Although I do like the Bank of England's solution to the fact there wasn't enough money to pay for this, which was print more money.
That one send inflation up through the roof, will it? Oh. Anyway.
Well, no, because they control inflation rates.
It doesn't work like that, does it? Anyway, the fact that our generations after us are going to have to pay more taxes, I would imagine, or there'll be newer taxes.
Yes.
They probably won't have to pay more on their taxes. There'll just be new shiny taxes that people have never seen before appear randomly.
Yes, there'll be vaccine taxes and
stuff that came through earlier that said all petrol and diesel cars are banned by 2030, or no new ones after 2030.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a big. Oh, if you've got a petrol or diesel car, but it's after 2030, you're going to have to pay a little bit extra tax on it because, it's a...
They already do pay a lot of tax on petrol and diesel cars.
Yes, but that's what I think they'll say, because they know for a fact that electronic cars are not they're not cheap, are they? So not every man's not going to be able to buy them.
No.
So every man have to keep his old petrol, diesel car.
Keep the old banger, and then not only pay tax on fuel
lorries
and road tax and...
Still.
Well, I mean, Tesla have developed a battery-powered lorry, but
that's buying 7,000 Tesla lorries, or just going, we'll pay an extra 2% on diesel.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's going to be. So, they'll get the money back somehow. They have to, otherwise, can a country declare itself bankrupt? I don't know.
One thing, they've got to pay for the whole putting charging points in, and two, they're going to have to pay for all the shit, all the money they're wanging out to people left, right, and centre at the moment, because. Before lockdown, the government had no money, and then apparently during lockdown, they've got all the money in the world to wang around all over the place.
Yes, it's a little bit concerning, isn't it?
So, I imagine the country's going deeper and deeper into debt, which means, extra taxes and that for us. So it will be. I mean, it's just the way it is. I imagine at some point down the line, hopefully not for us, but, pensions and that'll get hit.
Oh, yeah, big stuff, yeah. Even though you've already paid tax when you earn it, you tax when you spend it, you tax when you save it, and you even tax when you die. But they're going to try and find another tax for you somewhere. I'm sure they will.
I mean, they'll start doing stuff. One will be under the guise of either environment or health, I would say. So it'll be, I don't know,
increase the national insurance cost and things like that.
But I'd say they'll probably up the sugar thing again. Maybe add tax to vaping rather than smoking. Electric cars, so petrol and diesel will probably get taxed. Anything like that. More. Electricity. Home based. So if you've not got your council tax will go up if you've got more or less. Or was it like an A rating or a B rating or whatever your energy rating is?
A is the best, I think.
So I assume they'll go if you're over a C or above, then you're gonna have to start paying extra, or you know what I mean. It'll just
which
be
is
stuff
daft
like
because it wasn't long ago where the government was paying to get your house insulated for you and put solar panels on the roof and things.
Yes. But I mean, I think that's what will start happening, and they'll start sneaking in stealth taxes, as it were.
Yeah. Well, even more. It's just going to be. You can't just invent money, can you?
No, but I wouldn't particularly mind if they didn't. But the amount of times I've been in hospital and it's been goddamn awful because they ain't got enough money to do anything.
Yeah, and they've found all this money from nowhere. Give it to the NHS; they could do with some.
I'd rather a good chunk of my taxes went to the NHS and helped me or other people, get better. Go to the fire state, but they don't. They go, God knows where they go.
It's like road tax. Road tax supposed to pay to fix the road.
It's going to cost 100 billion or You know what I mean? It's just
yeah. To get to London 5 minutes faster. No one
who
wants to get to London any speed, let alone 5 minutes faster.
cares, really?
Yeah.
But it's just an amount of bullshit that's going to happen, and it will happen stealthily until and then we'll go, shit, we're paying so much money on why? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and then your next general election will be, we won't make you pay as much as they did, and they screwed up
win.
COVID. There'll be a fight, and then say if Labour won, Labour will go, Conservatives screwed up a lot. We're going to have to put a lot of taxes in, and then after that,
that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Get in, and they'll go, "Oh, we were going to be really good and do, but now Labour have screwed it all up, and we have to do something else." It's just the same sort of bullshit, isn't it?
Yeah, rinse and repeat. That there you go. You just had an excellent description of every kind of politics in the UK. Blame the other person and tax the UK. There you go. That's it.
Solved. But yes, the way they've been throwing money at this, there can't be a way that we're not.
Either they've been sitting on a massive pot of money that they've kept secret from the whole of the UK, or they're just.
It's the same time as Brexit, where they paid a crap load of money to the European Union to get us out of it, and we're not going to be earning as much money as we were previous. So, we had the housing market crash, which we just kind of, we're starting to get back from. Then they voted for Brexit, and that's going to tank us somewhat. And now we've got COVID, which is going to tank us even more.
Yeah, so it ain't fun.
First world problems, though. I mean,
yeah. Well, I was hoping to try and keep this light-hearted. I was hoping to keep this a bit more light-hearted, but actually, it's just going to like an actual serious chat about COVID.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to thank you for joining us. Anyway, I'm going to cut Stephen off before he insults anyone else and gets my channel banned. I think I edit this one.
One F-bomb, I think, this time. Get better.
Yeah, that's true. I think there was only one F-bomb, actually. I'll have to try and dig that out from somewhere. I'd like to say thanks for watching. If you like this video, put a thumbs up against it. You can also subscribe to the channel and help us out. Please feel free to leave a comment below. Try and keep them as respectful as possible to this video.
Go for it. Full balls. I'll take it.
You heard it here first. I might even put his Twitter handle on so you can talk to him directly. Thanks again for joining us, and I hope to see you next time. Hopefully we'll get back to the routine of putting some podcasts back out again. So from me, it's thank you for joining, goodbye, and from Stephen,
bye.
There you go, see? Always cheerful. Thanks for watching. See you next time.